Greetings, Star Wars fans. We have another video review for you today. This time we are taking a look at the Black Series 6-inch Clone Captain and Clone Sergeant figures. These are really cool figures. They're probably my favorite amongst the Black Series line thus far. I just really like the Clone Troopers from Attack of the Clones. And there's also a Clone Commander with the yellow striping, which was part, I think, of an Amazon exclusive, but they are available loose on eBay, as well as a standard Clone Trooper in Phase 1 armor without any rank markings on his armor. So I just plan to build like an entire squad of these things because they're just that awesome. They look really great when they're posed like I have them now. And they just make a good conversation piece, to be honest with you. Having these figures in the 6-inch line really, in my opinion, brings the characters of Star Wars to life in a way that the smaller figures just do not. So these figures, I've got both of them up here because they are completely identical other than their rank. They both have 22 points of articulation. As most of the Black Series figures do, including the 3.75 inch. They have really nice paint apps on them. You can see their rank markings and pips and stuff on their chest plate. But the armor itself looks really nice. And if you look down at their boots, they have that gray trim around them, and that's screen accurate. And that's something that's really nice. And you don't see that in the standard 3.75 inch action figures. So both of these come with the small blaster carbine that they're holding, and they also come with the large repeating blaster rifle. And if you'll notice that large gray thing on the bottom, that is actually a scope. And I don't know if you know this or not, but on these rifles, it's set up so that scope can flip up top when they need it and flip down for storage when they don't. And in the film, you see them holding that as kind of a handle, and that doesn't look too good in my opinion. What I may do is take a Dremel or X-Acto and cut that off and permanently attach it to the top, because it would be much easier for these figures to hold that thin rail section on the bottom of the rifle versus trying to grip that. And they can hold it. It just takes a little bit of effort to get it in their hands. But both of them are right-handed shooters. Their trigger finger is already indexed out on their right hand, so it just looks better if you've got the weapon displayed in that hand versus in the left, because it's set up to support the weapon, whereas the right hand is not. I've seen no discrepancies with these figures at all as far as their craftsmanship and their paint and that kind of thing. They just both look really well done. The Clone Sergeant in the green I had not previously opened. I just opened it to do this video. The Clone Captain I had taken out a couple of times and looked at and that kind of thing, and took a couple of pictures of and put him back in the box. So I'll go ahead and separate them and show you the details of each one. Here on the Clone Sergeant, of course, you can see he's got the green armor, and it looks really nice. I like the way it looks. And for those of you who have seen Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, the difference is this is the Phase 1 armor that the Clone Troopers were given when the Republic Army was first formed. They were issued this armor when they were coming out of the clone facilities. And it looks really good. The Phase 2 armor, which you see in Revenge of the Sith, is supposed to be an upgrade. And the difference being, with the Phase 2 armor, there's no paint markings for the rank. It's all to specify specific units, like you see Anakin in the 501st, which is his personal army, marching on the Jedi Temple. And that's how some of the units were identified back during the clone era. But as the clones originally started out, the different markings on the armor was to identify rank as far as the commanders. The yellow is a clone commander, the red is a captain, the green is a sergeant. And I think there's also a blue but they haven't done a 6-inch figure with that on them, I don't think. So his head will swivel, and it'll pivot up and down. He has complete movement in his shoulder. It's kind of limited, extending out like this laterally because of the shoulder armor here. And it has a swivel joint there as well. See, his elbow has movement, wrist swivel, waist swivel here. His leg will move back and forth and laterally, bend at the knee, and then he's got a nice ankle joint. And there's a good shot of the gray trim on his boots. So these figures are really, really nicely done. I really like the attention to detail that they put into these figures. And honestly, I don't mind paying $20 for an action figure like this. And I think I got this one for a little less than that off of eBay. I did not buy that particular figure in the store. And if you buy these, go on eBay and buy the display stands for these figures, because they'll stand up on their own until you jar the table or bump something and then they fall over. And, buying those display discs, just helps them to maintain that posability. And it'll keep you from damaging the figure too, because I imagine if they fall over on a hard surface or something that's something that may be sharp or indented, it's going to scratch up the figure, and you don't want to do that. So the Clone Captain, probably my personal favorite. He looks really cool. You can see the red paint apps. A little bit of scratching here. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I like the way that looks. That gives him that battle-scarred look. Their belts are completely white. And their body gloves have some detail in there as well. And then on the inside here, you can see the numbering and stuff printed at the factory. But all of their armor just looks really cool. I mean, it's just really, really nicely done. And even the back of the helmet there has details where the vents and stuff are. So those are the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch Clone Captain and Clone Sergeant figures. If you guys don't have these, I'd encourage you to go out and pick them up, because they make a really, really nice addition to your Star Wars collection. And seeing them here in the video doesn't do them justice, honestly. I mean, you have to have them in person sitting on your table or your shelf to look at them, and you're just like, man, that looks way cool. So much better than the small figures. So there you have it. May the Force be with you.